Welcome back. Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs calling to impeach the Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, for failing to get the border crisis under control. He said in a statement, this was just before the weekend, quote, Secretary Mayorkas is a threat to the sovereignty and security of our nation. As a result of his actions and policies, America is more in danger today than when he began serving as secretary. He is willfully refusing to maintain control of the border and is encouraging aliens to enter our country illegally. Under his direction, DHS is releasing COVID-19 positive aliens into our communities, subjecting the American people to unnecessary risks. Secretary Mayorkas is failing to faithfully uphold his oath of office and is presiding over a reckless abandonment of border security and immigration enforcement at the expense of the U.S. Constitution, end quote. Joining us now to discuss General Mick McGuire, Chairman of the National Guard Association Board. Sir, thanks so much for being here. We do appreciate your time. I just want to get your reaction to the congressman with plans and desires to file impeachment against the DHS Secretary. Your thoughts?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I've been saying for weeks that President Biden and the entire administration is derelict in their duty. It is clearly a federal responsibility for them to enforce the border. I had a woman this weekend say to me, it's more difficult now to get into restaurants out in California than it is to cross into the country illegally. And I think the American people are understanding this. You can't be serious about a health crisis while you have a complete open border and 1 million people have crossed in the last 6 months.
And, you know, it's not just that Congress member, but another one, Chip Roy, not only agreeing with Congressman Biggs for the DHS Secretary to be impeached, but Chip Roy goes farther. He thinks President Biden should be impeached as well. So clearly there's a lot of folks upset, and the reason is these Border Patrols and Customs agents encountered more than 1 million migrants so far this fiscal year. A lot of these have to deal with COVID coming across the border. There's a lot of concern, obviously, for COVID-19 with Americans, but they're coming over. There's a spike and increase in cases there, as we've seen with the migrants. Your thoughts on this and how this has been handled by this administration?
Well, it's been total chaos at the border, and our communities are less safe. Border security in Arizona is community and human security. We're seeing an increase in cases in our southwest sector where we have an open border. And you're asking potentially to lock down schools and take other liberties away from citizens. We just can't have that. And it's absolutely correct that the Democratic policies for open borders here in Arizona shows that they're derelict in their duty. So that call for impeachment is appropriate if someone is derelict in their duty. I've said before, as a 34-year military officer, if I had a subordinate who was failing to uphold his oath of office and execute command, we would remove them for loss of confidence.
You know, we talk about the increase in COVID, the Delta variant. We're finding migrants coming here with COVID. This has been reported. What do you want to see this administration do?
Well, I think the administration clearly needs to take seriously this issue. They have to put the federal resources, give their federal resources to the National Guard, previous commander of the Guard. That's why I'm running for Senate. We need people that understand the situation down there, how we can get the border under control. Mark Kelly has been derelict in his duty in the Senate to vote for that funding. And that's why I need all the great patriots out there to go to electmick.com and help me unseat him on November of 22.
Chairman, talk to me about that and your effort. How is that going?
So far, it's going great. Exactly what I'm talking about. We have a brilliant American public that understands how important it is for us to have borders and security. That security leads naturally to other debates about public health and the rest, but you cannot have a completely open border with the pressures it's putting on public health, local public safety, our school systems, housing, and our healthcare system. At the same time, we're talking about locking down major metropolitan areas in the United States. You can't have it both ways. The American people are tired of it, and it's time for a change, and we need to get Republican control of the Senate back.
So you would support closing the border? Would that be the best way to combat what's happening?
The best way to combat what's happening right now is to build the wall and then add the over 2,700 additional enforcement agents in Border Patrol, Immigration Services, and ICE to enforce that new physical wall, and then get serious about cleaning up what's happened with the millions of people, 1 million this year, that have crossed illegally.
All right, we'll leave it right there. General Mick McGuire joining us live with his thoughts on it. Mick, good to see you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me this morning.